Alright, what is up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today, finally, getting back to a video here, as, you know, I had a little quick vacation, up the Poconos this weekend, and, we're right back at it here Tuesday, as it looked like on Monday the Flyers were supposed to practice, but, it ended up getting, canceled, and then they ended up practicing on Tuesday. There was supposed to be a reason why the Flyers were supposed to come out with a statement why, and there wasn't anything. It was the Flyers who canceled the practice, not the league, not the NHL. So that is kind of, something to keep in mind. It looked like it was like, oh, great, they were supposed to practice, now they're not, and then they said tomorrow. So it couldn't have been anything crazy COVID related since they had already said it would have been the next day. But anyways, the Flyers, they did practice today. They had 16 players back on the ice, 14 skaters and 2 goaltenders. So kind of just to look at that, those 16 players, as I said, 14 skaters, 2 goalies, were on the ice for practice as followed. It was Ivan Provorov, Travis Sanheim, Shane Gostisbehere, Robert Hagg, Mark Freeman, Kevin Hayes, Nolan Patrick, Joel Farabee, Michael Raffel, Connor Bunneman, Carter Hart, Brian Elliott, and then there's 4 guys from the taxi squad. Is Andy Andrioff, Dark Poyat, David Kasha, and Maxim Sushko. So those 16 guys. There were a few schedule changes for the Flyers as well. So Flyers versus Islanders originally on April 25th is now March 22nd at 7 p.m. Flyers versus New Jersey originally February 11th, now April 25th at 6 p.m. So that's one of those earlier games from last week getting pushed back now and rescheduled. Flyers versus Devils again, originally February 13th, is now May 10th at 7 p.m. Flyers at Devils again, originally April 1st, is now April 27th at 7 p.m. And then additionally, the Flyers at Washington February 9th and Rangers February 14th and Boston March 7th will all be rescheduled, but the date and start times are not are currently undetermined, so we don't know what times. But we got 7 games for the Flyers that get rescheduled. Some we know the times, some we don't. Just a few updates there for the schedule moving forward. As for pretty much most of today's practice, there's going to be an additional 8 players, which is presumably including Sean Couturier, Phil Myers, and Nicholas Aubé-Kubel are expected to be available to practice on Wednesday. And head coach Alain Vigneault is planning a full practice for tomorrow for Wednesday, and expects to have 18 skaters and 2 goalies available for the game against the Rangers on Thursday, which is still on. So again, the Flyers are going to be going into this game on Thursday with a huge hole. I mean, you're missing 6 of your regular guys in the lineup. There's going to be guys coming from the taxi squad, a few guys coming back from last year, and a bunch of stuff. So, AV also noted that Giroux was among the players to test positive for COVID-19 last Thursday. He said that he does not anticipate having any of the players currently in the NHL's COVID protocol available to play against New York. So none of those 7 guys, 6 would be. None of those 6 guys would be playing on Thursday. So again, the list is still the same thing, updated today. Giroux, Braun, Voracek, Konechny, Lindblom, Lawton, and the injured Morgan Frost. So again, it sucks because now you have to kind of go into this game on Thursday with a whole different lineup. It's again where I said in that Sunday game it was 8 straight games with 6 different defensemen. Now you're playing with another guy out in Braun. So you're going to have 9 games now with a different set of defensemen. Your lines are going to look completely whack. But again, I mean, realistically, there's no excuses. The Flyers have to fight through it. Again, adversity. That's one thing we're talking about that I talked about last video. Is that it's definitely something that can build this team together. As weird as it sounds. So I think if they can kind of take this a game at a time here, see what happens. We don't really know what's going to happen with the guys on the COVID list. Could some of these guys be able to play on Sunday? Because, again, as we saw, some of these guys go on and then some of them come off. Like, as for example, Giroux, he entered the protocol on February 9th. Same thing with Braun, Voracek, and Frost were both the 11th. Lindblom and Lawton were both the 12th. Konechny's out of the 14th. So, again, a lot of them kind of come on, they come off different days. So some guys might be able to play Sunday, some guys might not be able to travel, whatever. But again, as of right now, it looks like the Flyers are still going to be playing in that outdoor game. If Fletcher, he did say if he was asked he had any discussions with the NHL as pertains to the outdoor game in Lake Tahoe. He said, not to my knowledge. I've been in daily contact with Bill Daly, and the sole focus right now is the health and safety of our players. So again, it's tough because now you have to bring in everything with the taxi squad, bring in those handful of guys. You also still have to stay in that salary cap ceiling with the cap and everything. So it's such a mess, this whole situation. And, it sucks because you don't want to see, more guys get added to this. Hopefully nobody else gets added, and this is the only small spread of this right now for the Flyers, and they don't have a situation like New Jersey where they had like 16 or 18 guys, whatever it was, pretty much their whole team on the COVID list at one point. But if the Flyers can just kind of go through this, so hopefully tomorrow's practice we get some more things, see some more guys on the ice, and then as for going into Sunday's game against Boston, Lake Tahoe, it's going to be fun. It's going to be tough these next, few days. I'd say these next few games are going to be tough because we don't know who's going to come off. If anybody else gets added on. Hopefully the Flyers can have, more of a set roster going into that outdoor game, but we're just going to have to wait and see because some guys, as I said, they could come off, they could stay on, whatever. But as I said, as of now, the Flyers are playing without 6 regulars on Thursday's game against the Rangers. It's going to be tough. But again, I don't see any reason why to doubt the Flyers out even with 6 guys, because again, this team is still very good. And as AV said, I mean, it's tough, but again, no excuses. You kind of have to go into it, and you have to take it with the. Just got to take the bull by the horns and kind of just go into it and play your game. And I think the Flyers should be all right if they can do that. But again, let me know any questions you guys have below. Again, it's such a tough situation with all this stuff going on. It sucks because there's been no Flyers hockey, and I know I've been kind of waiting these last few days. What do I do video wise? Anything I do, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, all right, next time they practice, let's do a video. That's kind of why I'm sitting here now talking about it, because I'm like, all right, let's kind of break this down a little bit. So remember, guys, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.